Ever heard a stone whisper secrets older than time? Let's listen to the weird whispers of Britain's ancient stones on Tall Tales UK. A quick note, these tall tales are purely fictional fun, with a bit of British cheek. Let's start on the windswept plains of Wiltshire, where Stonehenge stands like a silent sentinel, its massive sarsen stones looming against the sky, a monument that's been puzzling folks since 3000 BC. Its origins as murky as a foggy morning on Salisbury Plain. Archaeologists reckon it was a place of ceremony, a giant calendar, or even a healing site, where ancient Britons dragged these colossal stones from miles away, their hands blistered and their chants echoing across the plain as they heaved each one into place. Their voices a chorus of heave, lads, and mind your toes. The stones, some weighing as much as 50 tons, form a circle that's seen everything from druidic rites to modern-day solstice parties, where hippies and history buffs gather to watch the sun rise, their cheers a cacophony of its up and past the mead as the first rays hit the heel stone. But Stonehenge isn't just a pile of old rocks, it's a place where the past whispers through the cracks, a site where the veil between worlds feels as thin as a spider's web, especially when the mist rolls in and the crows circle overhead. Their calls a haunting soundtrack to the ancient circle, but one druid's chant still echoes through the stones, a spectral figure whose ancient magic has become the stuff of local legend, whispered about in the pubs of Salisbury over pints of ale and plates of bangers and mash. Meet Chanting Cedric, a ghostly druid who vanished in 2500 BC during a solstice ritual. Right as the sun rose over Stonehenge on a crisp summer morning that sparkled like a gem, the Wiltshire dawn, Cedric was a wise old soul, his beard as white as the chalk beneath his feet, his cloak woven with mistletoe and oak leaves. But he had a habit of chanting, so loudly his voice could be heard from Avebury to the Channel, his deep tones rumbling through the earth like a storm brewing in the heavens. On that fateful solstice, he was leading the ritual, his staff raised to the sky, when he vanished into the sunrise, leaving only a single oak leaf on the ground, its edges glowing with a ghostly light that made the other druids drop their staffs and gasp. The shouts of "Where's the bleeding druid?" echoing across the plain. Now, Chanting Cedric haunts Stonehenge, his ghostly chants drifting through the stones at dawn, a weird whisper that sends shivers down the spine of every tourist snapping selfies with the sarsens, their hands trembling as they try to capture the eerie sound on their phones. If you leave an oak leaf on the heel stone, tucked into a crack where the lichen grows, Cedric might chant a thank you, his voice a deep rumble that echoes through the circle. Blessed be, mate, but mind the magic. But don't join the chant, or you'll be dancing with the ghostly druids for a month, your feet unable to stop. On misty mornings, his chants mix with the cawing of crows, a ghostly echo that makes even the solstice hippies pause, their drums silent as they strain to hear the melody over the wind. Some say Cedric once chanted so loudly that a tourist's camera burst into flames in 1985, the lens melting as if kissed by the sun, a tale that's been told over pints at the haunch of venison ever since. Others claim Cedric's chant once woke a flock of sheep who stampeded across the plain baying in harmony, a story that's made every farmer in Wiltshire check their fences twice at solstice time. So, if you're at Stonehenge and hear a ghostly chant, leave a leaf for Cedric, he's still chanting, hoping to finish his ritual at all these millennia, a weird whisper of Britain's knack for keeping its ancient magic alive in the heart of Wiltshire. But Britain's got more curious whispers. Let's head to the Hebrides, where a warrior's got a story to clash. Off the west coast of Scotland, on the Isle of Lewis, in the Outer Hebrides, the Callanish stones stand like giants frozen in time, their nice pillars forming a circle that's been standing since 2900 BC, a monument as old as Stonehenge, but wilder, its stones jagged against the sky like the teeth of a sleeping dragon. The Callanish stones, or Callanay as the locals call them, are a place of mystery. Their cross-shaped lay out a puzzle that's baffled scholars for centuries, some saying it's a lunar observatory, others reckoning it's a temple for the ancients, their chants echoing across the moor as they watch the moon rise. Their voice is a chorus of "look at that" and "mind the bog." The surrounding landscape is a windswept expanse of peat and heather, where the wind howls like a banshee and the sea crashes against the cliffs. Its roar a constant reminder of the island's rugged beauty, a place where the past feels as close as the mist that clings to the stones. But one warrior's battle cry still echoes through the stones, a spectral figure whose fierce spirit has become the stuff of Hebridean legend, whispered about in the crofts of Lewis over drams of whiskey and plates of Stornoway black pudding. Meet Roaring Rory, a ghostly warrior who vanished in 1200 BC during a clan battle near Callanish, right as the moon rose over the stones on a stormy night that lashed the island with rain and thunder, the lightning illuminating the circle like a celestial spotlight. Rory was a towering figure, his red hair a fiery cascade, his axe as sharp as the wind, but he had a habit of roaring his battle cry so loudly it could be heard from Harris to Stornoway, his bellow a fearsome for the clan, that made even the stoutest foe quake in their boots. On that fateful night, he was defending the stones from a rival clan, his axe swinging like a whirlwind, when he vanished into the storm, leaving only a single arrowhead on the ground, its flint glowing with a ghostly light that made his clansmen drop their shields and gasp, their shouts of "Where's the bleeding warrior?" echoing across the moor. Now, Roaring Rory haunts Callanish, his ghostly battle cry echoing through the stones at dusk, a weird whisper that sends shivers down the spine of every hiker exploring the Hebrides, their hands pausing on their maps as they listen to the eerie sound. If you leave an arrowhead on the central stone, nestled in a crack where the moss grows, Rory might roar a thank you, his bellow a fierce gust that rustles the heather. "Tar, mate, but mind your axe. But don't challenge him, or you'll be battling ghostly foes for a month, your hands swinging an invisible axe." On stormy nights, his roar mixes with the wind, a ghostly echo that makes even the sheep huddle closer, their bleats drowned out by the warrior's cry. Some say Rory once roared so loudly that a tourist's tent blew away in 1990, landing in a bog with a spectral arrowhead inside, a tale that's been told over drams at the Stornoway Inn ever since. Others claim Rory's cry once startled a fishing boat off the coast, the crew swearing they'd heard a warrior on the waves, a story that's made every fisherman in Lewis check their nets twice at dusk. So, if you're at Callanish and hear a ghostly roar, leave an arrowhead for Rory, he's still fighting, hoping to win his battle, but all these millennia, a weird whisper of Britain's knack for keeping its ancient warriors alive in the heart of the Hebrides. From spectral warriors to cursed circles, let's head to Wiltshire again, where a stone circle's got a story to circle round. Back in Wiltshire, not far from Stonehenge, the village of Avebury sits like a gem in the chalk downs, its thatched cottages and winding lane a picture of rural charm, where the River Kennet babbles through the fields, its waters a mirror for the sky above, and the locals gather at the Red Lion pub to share stories over pints of ale and plates of Wiltshire ham. But Avebury is home to the largest stone circle in the world, a massive ring of sarsen and bluestones that dates back to 2600 BC, its stones forming a circle so vast it encloses part of the village itself, their weathered surfaces a testament to millennia of wind and rain, each one standing like a silent guardian over the land. The Avebury Circle, unlike Stonehenge, lets you walk among the stones, their rough surfaces warm under your hand as you trace the grooves left by ancient hands. There whispers a faint hum that seems to come from the earth itself, a place where the past feels as close as the grass beneath your feet. But one stone circle in Avebury has been circling for far too long, a spectral event that's become the stuff of local legend, whispered about in the village square over cups of tea and slices of Victoria sponge. Meet the cursed circle of Cuthbert, a ghostly stone circle that vanished in 1700 during a harvest moon ritual, right as the villagers danced around the stones on a crisp September night that glowed like a lantern in the Wiltshire dark. Cuthbert was a village elder, his beard as grey as the stones, his cloak woven with nettles and ivy. But he had a habit of muttering curses under his breath, his grumbles a constant hum, that made even the sheep shy away, their bleats a chorus of keep away, as he passed. On that fateful night, he was leading the ritual, his staff raised to the moon, when the entire circle vanished into the air, leaving only a single nettle on the ground, its leaves glowing with a ghostly light that made the villagers drop their lanterns and gasp. Their shouts of "Where's the bleeding circle?" echoing through the village. Now, the cursed circle of Cuthbert haunts of Avebury, circling in the mist with a ghostly mutter that sends shivers down the spine of every villager tending their garden, their hands pausing on their trowels as they listen to the eerie sound. If you leave a nettle on the ground, tucked into the grass where the circle once stood, Cuthbert might mutter a thank you, his grumble a low rumble that echoes through the stones. Cheers, mate, but mind your manners. But don't step inside, or you'll be circling with the ghostly villagers for a month, your feet unable to stop. On moonlit nights, his mutter mixes with the hoot of owls, a ghostly echo that makes even the pub regulars pause, their pints halfway to their lips as they strain to hear the grumble over the chatter. Some say the circle once circled so fast that a tourist's hat flew off in 1973, landing in a tree with a ghostly nettle inside, a tale that's been told over pints at the Red Lion ever since. Others claim Cuthbert's mutter once scared a flock of geese into the Kennet, their honks a chorus of panic as they splashed away, a story that's made every farmer in Avebury check their flocks twice at harvest time. So, if you're in Avebury and hear a ghostly mutter, leave a nettle for Cuthbert, he's still circling, hoping to finish his ritual that all these centuries, a weird whisper of Britain's knack for keeping its ancient curses alive in the heart of Wiltshire. From cursed circles to whispering monoliths, let's head to the Orkney Islands, where a stone's got a story to stand tall. The Orkney Islands, off the north coast of Scotland, are a windswept archipelago where the sea roars and the wind sings. Their landscapes a patchwork of Neolithic wonders, from the village of Skara Brae to the tomb of Meshow, each site a testament to a people who lived here 5,000 years ago. There lives a mystery wrapped in stone and earth, their hands shaping the land with tools of flint and bone, their voices a faint echo in the wind that carries the scent of salt and seaweed. The Ring of Brodgar, a stone circle on the mainland island, is one of Orkney's crown jewels, its 27 standing stones forming a perfect ring that dates back to 2500 BC. Their surfaces weathered by millennia of storms, each one standing like a silent sentinel over the lochs of Stenness and Harray, where the water mirrors the sky above, a place where the past feels as close as the heather beneath your feet. But one monolith in the Ring of Brodgar whispers, louder than the rest, a spectral stone, whose voice has become the stuff of Orcadian legend, whispered about in the crofts of Stromness over drams of whiskey and plates of clapshot. Meet the whispering monolith of Morrogh, a ghostly stone that vanished in 1800 during a winter solstice ritual. Right as the villagers gathered round the ring on a freezing December night that glowed like a sapphire in the Orkney dark, Morrogh was a village lass, her hair as black as the night, her eyes as green as the sea, but she had a habit of whispering to the stones, her voice a soft murmur that made even the gulls pause to listen, their cries stilled by the beauty of her words. On that fateful solstice, she was leading the ritual, her hands raised to the moon, when the monolith vanished into the air, leaving only a single seashell on the ground, its surface glowing with a ghostly light that made the villagers drop their torches and gasp, their shouts of "Where's the bleeding stone?" echoing across the loch. Now, the whispering monolith of Morrogh haunts the Ring of Brodgar, murmuring in the mist with a ghostly whisper that sends shivers down the spine of every fisherman tending his nets, their hands pausing on their lines as they listen to the eerie sound. If you leave a seashell on the ground, tucked into the grass where the monolith once stood, Morrogh might whisper a thank you, her tone as soft as a summer breeze. Tar, lass, but mind the tide. But don't touch the stone, or you'll be whispering with the ghostly villagers for a month, your voice unable to stop. On winter nights, Her whisper mixes with the crash of waves, a ghostly echo that makes even the seals bark in a panic, their heads bobbing in the water as they strain to hear the murmur over the storm. Some say the monolith once whispered so softly that a tourist fell asleep in 1998, waking up with a seashell in his pocket and a tune in his head, a tale that's been told over drams at the Stromness Hotel and since. Others claim Morag's whisper once calmed a stormy sea, the waves stilling as if enchanted by her voice. A story that's made every sailor in Orkney check their charts twice at solstice time. So, if you're in the ring of Brodgar and hear a ghostly whisper, leave a seashell for Morag, she's still murmuring, hoping to finish her ritual after all these centuries. A weird whisper of Britain's knack for keeping its ancient voices alive in the heart of the Orkney Islands. Which weird whisper's your fave? Comment below and subscribe to Tall Tales UK for more whimsical British stories. Cheerio.